welcome to my channel. I'm Tiffany, a retired librarian turned homeschool mom. And in this video, we're going to look at this fun film. So this is the Addams Family. And no, this was not intentional. I had my hair in braids because it was pinned up behind my head today. Because I've been playing with my hair a little bit. And I just don't feel like taking it down right now. It looked a heck of a lot more messy when it was behind my head. So this is a PG-13 film that came out originally in 1991. So this was definitely a part of my childhood. So this is loosely based. There's some changes on an old television show and an old comic. So, but they decided to kind of recreate and they changed some things. So the point of this story specifically is what's going on here is you have the Addams family, which consists of Morticia Addams, who's played by Anjelica Huston, Gomez Addams, who's Raul Julia. Their two children, Pugsley Addams and Wednesday Addams, and their butler, Lurch, the disembodied hand, which is Thing, and periodically their cousin It. So what's going on in this story is you have Dan Hedaya, who's I believe he's like some sort of insurance agent. He wants the house. He wants the money. He's heard stories about the riches. And so he and his wife, Margaret, this is Alford, decide to take the child that they had raised, that you do find out they find in the Bermuda Triangle, and try to fob him off as Gomez's older brother, Fester. And so they shave his head and they essentially try to fob him off. Now it turns out he really is Fester Addams. So they go through all of this. There's a lot of wonderful, I would say, Morticia and Gomez Addams probably represent one of the better portrayals of a married couple that you find in films, because they are very much in love and he's very respectful of her. The reason it's PG-13 is probably because there's sex innuendos going on here, and death. They have a tendency to bury things. I believe it's in, I don't know whether it's in this one or the Family Family Values. It's been a while since I've actually seen this, where they have the scene where you have the Girl Scouts coming to the door, and Wednesday Addams asks if they're made out of real Girl Scouts. Yeah, cannibalism. So it's funny, it's quirky. Again, it's rated PG-13. Depending on your kids, I think I probably watched this as a small child, but I also watched Spaceballs as a small child. So no, you knew your kids. This is obviously far more benign than Spaceballs. But again, you have some death in here, though of course it's not gory. This is a comedy. It is definitely a comedy. Everything is played for laughs. The children are quirky. Everybody's having fun with this film, and they're meant to. It's a lot of fun. It's one of the better, I think, Halloween films that's not, if you don't like horror, which is me and my husband. We are not horror fans. All respect for it, we do not like horror. And this is fun. So if you're looking for a family, I would consider this family friendly. It depends on your family. Halloween film, this is really, really good to do. It's very death positive to an extent. I love the family dynamic. They're very good parents. There's a lot of fun things. They're also obviously very rich. They don't have to do anything. They have a giant cemetery in their backyard. They bury people. They try to go wake the dead on Halloween. It's very, very interesting. It has a very happy ending. I can't remember what happens to the Tully Alford. I think he dies because his wife ends up with cousin It. So his wife ends up with cousin It, which is just kind of funny. So he's the bad guy. So he's ceremoniously gotten rid of. Christopher Lloyd plays Uncle Fester. So obviously he's bald. By looking at Christopher Lloyd, I was surprised just because Uncle Fester is rounder, but I think Christopher Lloyd was obviously much younger, because you very do see him as very thin right now. But of course he was much younger at the time. And this is one of my favorite films. There's a lot of quirky stuff going on here. It's really enjoyable. It's very, again, to me, it's very family friendly. I would probably show this to my daughter once she has interest, maybe about 6 or 7. She might find this. Addams Family Values, which I will review, that will show up for you guys. I will review it after I finish this. Is actually one of my other really favorite films. It has some interesting contrasts in it. So, but this is a fantastic film. Let's see how long this is. Particularly for any time of the year, but really for Halloween. It's about an hour and a half. Well, no, it's more than an hour and a half. It's about an hour and 40 minutes. So, for those of you who are homeschooling, again, this is a great film just to put on for fun. There's great costuming going on here. There's a lot of weird, interesting quirkiness. If you're looking for positive representations of a married couple, you cannot get better than these two. They are very much in love. They very much respect each other. So, again, you see a lot of toxic marriages in a lot of films, particularly rom-coms. Rom-coms have issues, lots of issues. But this is a real good, positive representation of a family. As strange as that may sound, it is a very positive representation of a loving, happy family. You also have the grandmother around. Yes, the granny who's crazy, because everybody is crazy in this. And a lot of strange things going on. It looks like Steve Martin coming here. It's been a while since I've seen this. So, no, not Steve Martin. No. We have Daniel Addams in here. This is Steve M. Martin. So it can't be the actual Steve Martin because there's no picture. But nonetheless, this is a really fun film with a great representation of positive family interactions as opposed to various other things that you see in movies these days. It seems also very realistic. Okay, yes, the children are weird. They cut off toys' heads with guillotines. And they're weird. But again, it is played for laughs. It is funny. They're a quirky, loving family. So that's really it. I can't say much about this, the film. It's definitely high on my list. I'll probably end up buying it at some point. As well as the Addams Family Values, which has some, we'll get to that. That has a lot of interesting messages going on in there. Again, the Addams Family is just, it's fantastic. So if you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe. Again, I don't do horror all that often. I did a horror book series, which is The Last Apprentice. It is not my genre. I followed that that was in 2022. I followed by The Princess Diaries. I needed a palate cleanser. So I did. If you're interested in the girly stuff, The Princess Diaries is already out. It came out earlier this year. In fact, when I am filming this, it is being made public slowly. So, and then I covered a bunch of British history stuff as well. And I've covered LGBTQ stuff. I covered Caribbean American History Month, Polish American History Month, African American History Month, Jewish American History Month. I've covered vaccines this year. I also covered unicorns. So yeah, it really does vary. I also cover Irish stuff as well. I always seem to cover Irish stuff in March. It's spring or other spring stuff. So I balance it between fun topics and historical topics and some very interesting stuff. And I do a balance between children's stuff and teen stuff and middle grade stuff. And then I throw in the occasional Wednesday video of travel stuff and other stuff. We are homeschoolers, but my daughter, by the time you were seeing this, is closing in on 4.5. So we're still in that preschool age. So we're not doing school stuff right now. Um, when we do, I'll probably review the curriculums that we use and some of the stuff that we do, but we're not there yet. So, again, that is coming. And for now, my books come out Mondays. My media or my film comes out Fridays. Anything else will come out on Wednesdays. So that stuff will pop up. My planned stuff is the Mondays, Fridays, because I'm able to do that in advance. So be sure to check out the channel. Check out what I've got. Like and subscribe. Yes, I'm wearing my pajamas underneath this. I just didn't bother to take the top off today. I am tired. I cleaned out my cupboard today. So, which is a long time coming. It was kind of deep and messy. The life of a homeschool mom and a stay-at-home mom. So, but again, be sure to like and subscribe, and thank you